Today, 3 updated passive income ideas for 2019, and we've got both ideas for seasoned investors who might have over $1 million to invest. And we'll take a look at Section 179 tax breaks. These are really a game changer, as well as some options for those of you who may be starting out with little or no money. And a big thank you to everybody, whether you have $10 million or 10 cents. We welcome you watching these videos. Now, a big tip I'd like to give right out of the gate that's going to hopefully save some of you money and heartache. If you have a limited amount of capital to invest, it's going to be difficult, if not impossible, to purchase a passive income producing business without first expending effort and work. Yes, there's dozens of these opportunities right here on YouTube with guys in Lamborghinis pushing these push button riches, but they only typically make the person rich who sells you the program. Now think about this. If there was actually a push button, passive automated wealth creation system, any smart entrepreneur would simply hire hundreds of people to push these buttons all day long and create this passive wealth. They certainly would not sell the idea to other people. Solid passive income streams are not easy to find in real life, and they do take a bit of work. That said, if you're willing to do this work, you can create passive income even if you have limited funds available. So let's first cover ancient history, stocks, bonds, and real estate. And these ones, market went up, you cash in. With real estate, you buy a property, the price goes up, you sell it, and you cash in. You rent it, you cash in. The past 10 years, you could pretty much put your money anywhere and look like a rock star. Next stop, however, the stock market likely going to crash or correct quite significantly, and real estate is going to correct probably quite significantly. Now, we're not going to cover reasons why in this video, but suffice it to say we are treading water and signs are all there. The market is so overvalued, it's almost impossible to find deals in either stocks or city real estate. Many of these major markets are in bubbles or in beginning to go into the downtrend, making it difficult to enter from a flipping, rehabbing, or from a rental perspective. And take a look at this house located in Vancouver, BC. How much would you pay for this house? Well, that house hit the market at $2.5 million. What about this one? This sold for $4.5 million in 2016. The seller listed it a couple of months ago at $3.6 million. So because their timing was bad, they paid over $1,000 a day for the privilege of living in that house. The point I'm trying to make here is the days of making hundreds of thousands of dollars just by buying and holding a city property are likely gone for a while, but there are still deals outside of these bubble markets. And if you've seen people in your own area who have done very well financially in real estate, keep in mind, they probably also benefited from the increase in equity over the years in these strong markets, which was probably the main contributor to their success. And as I say, it's easy to make money when prices are going up. In down markets, it gets a little harder. So stocks, overvalued. Real estate in cities, overvalued. Where else can we go? So in our last passive video, we covered franchises, and they can certainly be a good option. I won't go over this again in great detail, but here are the high points. So first off, not all franchises are passive like you may think. In fact, most of the big name franchises require you contractually to dedicate full-time effort to your business. And you can still own multiple units, but they want you to make sure your restaurants or your salons or whatever are always clean and operating well, and that requires you to focus on these businesses. Now, a limited number of franchises do have completely passive ownership options. Others have a hybrid, sort of a managed model or semi-absentee, and these might require about 10 to 15 hours a week. So we see a lot of working professionals who start with a single location while they're still working. They keep their job, then they go to 2 locations, and eventually once they've opened maybe 5 or 6 franchise locations, they will then quit their job and do this full time. And hair salons are a popular choice for passive because unlike food, you don't have inventory, you don't have theft, you don't have spoilage, and it's a relatively simple operational model. And they also have great remote tracking software. So you can literally see the number of cuts per day, the total revenue for your store, even if you're sitting on the beach somewhere. And while the market overall has been somewhat stagnant in the hair industry, there are certain markets within that sector that have actually grown quite substantially over the past 2 years. Now, an exciting additional tax benefit that's now available is the Section 179 depreciation deduction, and that allows you to deduct certain equipment as an actual expense rather than depreciating it over time. And this is up to $1 million. So if your taxable income is up there, this is a great way to get a 100% tax write-off. It really is a beautiful thing. Now, there's a limited number of very specific passive ownership businesses that do qualify for Section 179 due to the nature of the equipment, such as water purification or services that involve specific vehicles. Now, for high income earners, because of these specific tax benefits alone, these businesses can bring significant advantages. And if you have a minimum of $200,000 or thereabouts to invest, $200,000 or above, feel free to contact Franchise City. We'll give you a list of options that are available in your area. Now, for everybody else, make a point to check into the Section 179 for your own businesses, as your vehicles or other equipment may qualify for a big tax deduction. Next up, one of my favorites, alternative real estate. And I know I just said real estate is stagnant, but I specified real estate in cities. Now, if you are willing to look outside these bubble markets and at alternatives, you can still find incredibly priced real estate for development or even for rentals. Now, in our last passive income video, we showed a lady who was earning $3,000 every month by renting a shipping container that she had fixed up. And people are buying things like these Airstream trailers. You can pick these up very inexpensively, fix them up, and put them on land outside the cities, again, very inexpensively, and rent these out for a couple of $100 a night. And here's an Airstream trailer. It rents out for $220 a night, $220 a night on Airbnb. And depending on your vacancy rate, that could add about $60,000 to $80,000 a year in relatively passive income. A very inexpensive startup cost. Now, here's another trailer at $125 a night. Now, make your listing look appealing, get a nice spot, you can charge a premium, and if you look outside cities, there's some very inexpensive real estate that you can pick up. If you're in Gary, Indiana, you can apply for their $1 house program. Absolutely true story, but you need to rehab this home within 1 year. So think outside the box, think outside the cities, or if you prefer, you could have this for $2.5 million. Another thing you have to follow is the trends. What are the trends right now? Well, we've got boomers retiring. We got people needing more care. Many of them can't afford the cities and are moving into these cheaper areas. And if you look in smaller towns, there are hundreds of structures for sale that can be rehabbed into rental units or smaller care facilities. Now, I just grabbed two at random when I was doing this story off LoopNet.com. Great site, go check it out. And keep in mind, if you look hard, you will often see these type of buildings come up at tax auctions being sold for as low as $1. Nobody wants these buildings right now. But how about this 25,000 square foot brick school? Cost millions of dollars, I'm sure, to build. You can have your own basketball court for $189,000. What about this beautiful 60,000 square foot school in Montgomery, West Virginia for under $200,000? Now, if you have the finances to convert these, you can save millions over building. There are hundreds of these structures outside of cities all over the country. Now, old churches are also being sold for pennies on the dollar. Check out this church in Thorburn, Nova Scotia. It's on the block for $44,000 Canadian. That's about 32,000 US dollars at today's exchange rate. Look at the inside of this building. This could be rental units. It could also be the coolest loft apartment in the world. And I actually have on my bucket list to convert an old church one day because these look absolutely amazing. And you could probably do something like this all in for under $300,000 if you really watched the budget. So look around in these towns, look around in the country. You'll be amazed at some of the opportunities for acquiring rental properties or rehabbing. It is still very possible for regular people to start building a real estate portfolio. Now, for more laid-back investors, they want to get into real estate, but they don't want that much exposure. REIT'S can be an option. And these are a real estate investment trust. So you're investing in a huge basket of properties, and these include things like apartments, shopping malls, offices, hotels. So you actually join a pool of investors who own a large portfolio of properties. And there's equity REITs, mortgage REITs, publicly listed, privately held. That's a topic for another video. But keep in mind that the return on the REITs are going to be impacted by falling real estate prices. You want to keep that in mind when you're selecting what portfolio to be a part of. And finally, to wrap up, web-based passive income. And I'll tell you why I like intangibles. And if you have little to no money, this is absolutely where you want to start. Now, I cannot stress to you enough the massive opportunity, and I have no reason to say this because I'm not selling anything, but the huge opportunity that anyone has today to create an online empire in a relatively short time. And you can literally create a lifetime of residual passive income. And the online market, in my opinion, is just getting started. I think in 30 years, people are going to brag about starting an online business now, as people bragged about buying houses in these cities 70 years ago, and now they're worth millions of dollars. I'll suggest to you, as I said earlier in the video, you avoid these internet gurus who claim to have all the answers that will allow you to live on a beach and make millions, only $49.95. But some of what they say is true. And I'm going to admit, online businesses, this market has become quite saturated due to the low barrier of entry. A lot of people are in here doing it. So you'll have to initially work hard to get things rolling. Imagine having to actually work hard and face challenges. But where could somebody start off? Well, a lot of people choose dropshipping, or others choose being an affiliate, which is selling other people's products. And there have been thousands of millionaires literally made by people who started out in their basement selling items online. And because targeting today is so hyper-focused, you can literally select any product, say dog training courses, and then market it to dog owners in Facebook groups or in front of disobedient dog videos right here on YouTube. And right now, YouTube inventory is very inexpensive. The market today, of course, much more competitive than it was a few years ago, but it is still very possible. Again, this topic could be an entire video series. It's so huge in scope, we certainly can't cover everything. But from a very basic perspective, all you have to do is set up a website, drive traffic to it, sell other people's products or services. And you can be an Amazon affiliate, eBay affiliate for hundreds of other companies. Most of them have an affiliate program today. And if you manage to set up a website that becomes well indexed and receives ongoing traffic, you are creating a potential lifetime of passive income. And let me give you a specific example right now of a website we used to run in the educational sector. We sold university prep courses. We were doing about $100,000 a year on that specific website in business. Now, we have to be careful in these videos to not show too much to the competition, but we recently closed this website as the main products that we were selling were no longer available. So why we like education is commissions on intangibles are substantial. So any products like ebooks, for example, education, these are like selling air. There's no associated costs as there is with selling an actual physical product. So the margins are often higher, and you could receive a $400 commission from one single sale. So you SEO the pages, you buy Google AdWords, you do some advertising on industry-specific forums, and you sell this stuff. And my suggestion is you find something that has a higher ticket, is these intangibles. It's in demand, and it's a high quality product. And again, education is great. You should look into that. We ran that website for over 7 years and would still be running it today if that main provider did not close. And there's really no magic. People always looking for these secrets. Just be consistent. Don't take any shortcuts. Offer good quality value and be patient. And within a year or less, you can have a website that is doing incredibly well. Now, if you do have money and you don't want to take the time to build an online business, you can actually find a vast inventory of existing websites that are for sale. A website called exchangemarketplace.com. I'll place that link down below. Everything there from sites selling beach towels to dog food and everything in between. Some of the sites are earning in the millions. Some are smaller sites for sale as well. And here's an example. It's actually under offer right now. They started only 5 months ago selling helmets. you're doing $12,000 gross a month with $4,000 in profits monthly, you could have bought that site for $100,000. Now, building and flipping these sites is also lucrative, as this person is doing. But if you are buying, be careful, because there's a lot of fakery out there. But whether you buy or you build, keep in mind, when this website ranks well with Google and you have all your ads placed, bringing in all this traffic, you have an asset that generates pretty much passive income for long periods of time. You just do the ongoing maintenance on the site to keep it ranked. You can travel anywhere, you can do anything you like, and yes, it takes work. Yes, there's competition. Yes, the market is saturated, but you decide whether you're going to be the person with the excuses why you can't do it, or the person who is overcoming obstacles and making things happen. That's completely your choice. So to wrap up, passive income options for 2019. If you have money, you could consider franchising or real estate. Look into Section 179 tax breaks as an added bonus. Alternative buildings like old churches or schools, developing these into short-term rentals or unique developments outside of the city. If you have little to no money, you can explore dropshipping or affiliate marketing, paying attention to intangibles and higher ticket items. Like and subscribe, questions and comments down below, and I'll give you bonus points for whining about how it's impossible to make money online today. Thank you very much for watching. Lots more good stuff to come.